Welcome to Beyond Barriers. Can you guys hear me out there? Welcome to Beyond Barriers. The goal of the show is to introduce you to people, ideas, and opportunities that will hopefully stimulate growth and abundance, but more so motivate you mentally and physically to understanding that you are limitless. So today is going to be an easy show for me. I want to get in and I want to get out, but I have some things that I would definitely want to share with you guys that I thought is very important. My three R's is always resourceful, relentless, and resilience. And so today, yesterday, I received a text from a former NFL player that is just an awesome guy. And so today I wanted to make sure that I shared this with you to let you know that, man, we are some phenomenal beings. And it's important that you realize that you are a phenomenal being, very phenomenal. So let's dig right into this. So as you know, I used to have a training facility and work with a lot of pro athletes as well as adults, as well as collegiate athletes or so. But I had a great deal of athletes who would fly in and travel to work with me. And one of the things is that I realized quickly that I wasn't talented in the fact of exactly the methodology that I practiced or created for my athletes, but I was more talented in helping people see their path, helping them get a clear understanding of where it is and what it is that they want. And I think that's where I excelled at personally. So, with that being said, I was able to help athletes return back to the game who may have been injured. I was able to help collegiate kids or high school kids gain contracts, or not contracts, but scholarships. And I was able to help, your mothers, fathers, regular general population gain strength and motivation and believe in themselves. But one point stands out to me is that when one day I was sitting in the office and I got a call from a local guy who lived here in Richmond, who played for the Washington Redskins, very prominent player, very prominent, a running back. And he asked if he could come in and talk to me and learn a little more about my program. Of course, come on in. So fast forwarding, the story comes in. We had this great conversation. And I followed him. I followed his career, but I didn't know him personally. And anyhow, this guy sits down in my office, and as we talk, he's telling me about him wanting to get back into the NFL after this severe injury to his knee. Actually, it was said that he would not play the game again because of the severity of his injury. I mean, he pretty much tore his whole knee off, tore it all up, everything. It was just tore up. So in this conversation, I'm listening to what he's saying, talking about the injuries, what he's been told, and how he's been counted out, that he will no longer be able to play this game. But in his conversation, he seemed hesitant. And that hesitation, I thought maybe was doubt. But what it was he wasn't sure that I was tracking what he was saying. He wasn't sure that I felt the same way he felt. And the reason I say that is because as he spoke, he shared with me that he wanted to play the game. He wants to get back to the game. So my only question to him was this: Hey man, listen, I appreciate what you're sharing with me, but the question to is this: Are you? Do you really want to get in? Do you believe? Do you believe that you can play this game again? Do you believe what the people are saying about you? No, I don't believe that. Do you believe that you can repair this knee and get back into the game and really play? I do believe it. Like like do you think about it? Can you hear the crowd? He said, Coles, I'm gonna tell you what, man, it's not a day that goes by that I do not think about playing ball. This is what I was born to do. Okay. All right. But only one thing. I'm dealing with some things. I'm not in the game. Where can we meet at to where you can help me? Okay, man, let's do this. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you get back into this game. But you have to be 100% committed. He was like, I'm committed. I'm very committed. With that being said, man, This is where it took place. This is where it happened. This is where relentless became a major factor in his life. This is where he decided he didn't want to be like everyone else. This is where he decided that he's going to create his own success. And this is what I want to share with you today. You have to be a Tim Hightower. You have to be that. You have to be that guy who is relentless, who's resourceful, and who has resilience. You have to be him. And the reason I tell you why you have to be him. I was listening to the show called by a guy named Earl Nightingale. I'm not for sure if you guys are familiar with him, but he's very motivational. Older gentleman from way back in the 50s, I believe. Very, very good listen. One of the things that Tim reminded me of was The Strangest Secret. And the reason he reminded me of it is because of what Earl talks about in the show, about our mindset and how we have to differentiate ourselves from who we are or who we think we've been. So one of the things that was asked, or I'm going to break the show down a little bit of what I've learned. Earl said that you can ask 100 men who are 25 years of age, who are eager for success, who want everything, who want life, who are just, they're ready to go. They want success. Out of that 100, 1 will be rich, 4 will financially be independent, 5 will be working, and the rest will be broke. I'll say that one more time to you. Out of 100 men that are eager for success, 20 that are 25 years of age, 1 will be rich, 4 will be financially independent, 5 will be working, and the rest will be broke. That's the major issue right there for me. Because automatically, when I hear that, I automatically think of mindset. But how does this happen? How, out of 100 men, how does that many people fail? How? And only way they fail is because they don't have an idea of what success is. They don't even know what success means. Ask yourself, take a second. What does success mean to you? Most people define success as an achievement and I got a new car. I mean, it's your success. Please don't let me take anything away from you. But what does success mean? Really define what does success mean. And the best way I've ever heard it defined was by Earl Nightingale. And it goes something like this. Success is a worthy idea working towards, success is the progressive realization of a worthy idea. I was way off, I apologize. Success is a progressive realization of a worthy idea. How does that relate to Tim? How does that relate back to this prominent running back? He has this realization of a worthy idea that means so much to him that it becomes tangible and it's not even there. It's almost like wanting to win a race and sprinting as hard as you can, knowing there's no finish line there. That type of mentality is what gets you the things you desire, the things that you want. And Tim has that desire, that fire. And this is why I say everyone has to be a T Hightower. Having your own vision, having your own idea, not accepting a circumstance. You know, you hear people say things like, this is the cards life dealt me. That is such a cop-out to me. That is accepting the circumstances that is in front of you instead of creating your own circumstances. It was said by Ronald May that the opposite of courage isn't coward, it's conformity. This is how all those men fell. The 1 that was rich, the 4 that was independent, the 5 that was working, and the rest that was broke. The rest was broke because of conformity. And when you choose not to conform and choose to create your own path, that is when you start to live life. And this is why I say you have to be a Tim. He didn't accept conformity. He didn't accept the circumstances. He did not accept what others told him. He was not thinking about being in a rolling with the masses. He was thinking about creating his own lane. And so it's important that we all understand that we all have this superpower. And it's not even a superpower. It's something that you just naturally have. But the only reason you don't practice it in a lot of cases is because of the conformity. It's because you decide to roll with the masses. You've decided to stop thinking for yourself. You decided to stop believing that you are your driven force, your own driving force. You are the most limitless being on this planet. And it's very important you understand this, because if you don't, you'll continue to live in a glass house. And what I say by a glass house, this means that you live in this house where you think you're protected. You think you're protected, but you can see your dreams. You can see your visions. You can see everything outside of this house, but you don't go outside of it to achieve it. You stay in the glass house and you become content. I mean, comfort is almost like contentment, a form of contentment. And as long as you're comfortable in this little glass house, will you ever go beyond what you've been told? Would you ever go beyond barriers and try to achieve something way outside of what the masses agreed to? Because if you're not willing to do that, then there's no reason that you can ever have a complaint about anything in life. Because everyone does it. Everyone does this too. And everyone does that. So if you're following the masses, how can you be upset that other people are following the masses? You can't. You can't. You have to be willing to step outside of the masses. I feel like I've gotten a little off on this because I'm so passionate about having the opportunity to work with people such as this guy. I'm passionate about the fact that what I think, I can see there are people who think the same thing and actually bring it to fruition. I love that. I love that more than anything. My job is to help you realize that you're limitless. My job is to help you understand that there is no barriers. You are all part of this big conglomerate thing of called energy. You could pull a piece of that energy out, and you want to call that piece of that energy you pull out, you want to call it your spirit? Call it your spirit. Cool. You want to take a piece of that spirit, pull something off of that spirit, put it in a cup? Let's call it your soul. That cup that you put it in, you want to call that cup your body? Let's call it you. No matter how you break it down, spirit, body, energy, it all comes from one. Means you capable of being anything and everything. You have an ocean. That's everything in the world. Let's say that's the spirit. Let's not go for semantics. Let's just listen to the words. Just think about your power. Let's say you have an ocean. Okay? You take an ocean, you take a scoop of that water. We're going to call that water in that scoop or in that cup. We're going to call that water, let's call it your spirit. All right? And then you're going to take that spirit, you're going to dye something. You're going to dye, put some red dye in it, black dye, white dye, whatever, all these things, eagle dye. We're going to call that your soul. That cup that it's in, that's your body. But your ego got you thinking that your body is all of this. Your body is the ocean. It's not. It's not the ocean. It's your ego that separates all of this. I'm not getting on no religious thing. I just want you to understand the vast power of you. You have this unbelievable power to heal yourself. You have this unbelievable power to make your decisions. What does it say? I think you only have a mind. We have a mind how does it go? I can't think of it right now. Gosh. I'll come back to it. I'm getting stuck because it's so important. I want you to know, I will come back to it. But my point is this: you're limitless. You have everything. You could do anything. There's nothing that you cannot do. And if you are one of those people who are told that you are stuck in your circumstances, or your circumstances is your life, if you accept it, it will be your life. So to bring this all to a conclusion, I never helped him get back to the NFL. Even though he went back to the NFL and had several more successful years in playing, even though he broke a few records, few rushing games, yards, that goals that he had for himself, I didn't help him. It was the realization, it was the progressive realization of a worthy idea that he had that made him successful. Success is based off of working off of the realization of a worthy idea that you believe in. That's what success is about. Success has nothing to do with nothing else. Success is the lady down the street who owns a laundromat, or the guy who babysits, or it's the worthy idea of what you believe is what you desire. That's what got him back to that. I was just part of one of the R's. I was just part of his R. He used me as a resource. He used me as a resource, but he was the one that was relentless. He was the one that had resilience. He was the one who bounced back up from the injury after they told him that he couldn't do it. He's the one who created his own success by having his worthy idea. It was worthy to him. He stepped outside of the glass house. He didn't play by the rules. He didn't just look from the glass house and say, okay, I'm comfortable, I'm content, I'm conforming. But I wish. He wished beyond the house. And so therefore he stepped out. And once he stepped out, he created exactly what he wanted. His worthy idea to play back in the NFL. So once again, this is all about your success and understanding that you are limitless. You can have as much success as you want. It's really totally up to you to step outside the glass house. It really is. It so much is. So with that being said today, that's the end of my show. I just wanted to hop on, get something off of my chest. I was really thinking about just your success and the importance of it. Having purpose, having vision. We all want change. We all want something for ourselves. But we have to use our mind. Our mind's job is to make our thoughts real. That's what I wanted to say earlier. Our mind job is to make our thoughts real. You get to edit your story any way you want to. You get to create that story. You get to edit your story twice every day, the way you think and your actions. Edit your story. The way you think, the way you act is going to be your behaviors, which is going to be your personal reality. Your personal reality is your personality. Put some thought on that. Well, I want to thank you for the show. Thank you for tuning in with me. I hope you got something out of this. I hope you understand that you are successful. I hope that you understand that you are limitless and you are beyond barriers. I'm your host, Coach Coles. Until the next time, peace.
We out. We out. It's time to choose. It's either or. I'm talking either win or you lose, cause we out. And we came to win, and we ain't stopping till we get to the end. Baby, back to alpha. Like how could I lose my life for yours? Tell me which one would you choose? I walk in the room like I ain't got nothing to prove. One man, but I feel like I walk with a crew. I'm alpha. Here stand up like alpha. Alpha. Chief in the end, boy, I'll scalp ya. Alpha. GPS, I'll reroute ya. Alpha. Whew. Come and learn something. or get burnt. Watch how I earn something. Back to alpha.